Today, Thursday, the 29th of August 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked top match predictions for this upcoming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which we share to members only to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure that you subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan so that you're going to have access to all our hand-picked match prediction picks, especially matches for over 1.5 and 2.5 goals and our top prediction events, which we share to members only. If you want to join, the link is below this video description. You can click on it to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first match prediction pick, we are looking at Europe, that is the Europa League, a match between Ajax playing against Jagiellonia. Ajax is from Netherlands and Jagiellonia from Poland. First, I will share with you the recent performance of Ajax based on overall games they have just recently had. And looking at Ajax, you're going to see that based on the last head-to-head against Jagiellonia 4-1, while Ajax was away. This time, Ajax is coming home. And looking at other performance of Ajax in the Europa League, you're going to see that they also had a game against Panathinaikos, which is also a strong team, and also against, as you can see here, Panathinaikos again. And they had a lead and draw here, especially in the Europa League. Looking at that of its opponent, you're going to see that its performance based on recent events show that they concede too much of goals. They have had all losses based on recent 5 games they have just had, and they concede too much of goals. You can see 3, 4, 4, 4, and 1 based on recent events they have had, especially in the Champions League, and also in the Europa League. And now, looking at the performance of Ajax at home, you're going to see that Ajax always have a good form, especially when they come at home, even in the Eredivisie itself, and also in the Europa League, and also in the club friendly, which they have had games with teams like Olympiacos, Piraeus, and also against Al-Wals, which they beat or have a win in this event, comparing to the performance of the away team, which has had games based on the way recent event, they show a very high conceding power. And based on everything, we are looking at 2 major picks in this event in full time. Looking at the last head-to-head which these 2 teams met, which is not very far ago, of course, I want to look at the comparison of the performance of these 2 teams. And based on comparison, Ajax was away while its opponent was at home. Ajax lead against its opponent by 4-1 as the first leg. And the performance of Ajax based on ball possession was 58% against 42%. And looking at the total number of shoots, Ajax had 14 shoots with 10 shots on target and 4 goals. But looking at its opponent, they only had a total of 4 shots with only 1 shot on target. This tells us that Ajax, of course, is a more offensive team because its shoot on target was very high, 10 shots on target, and off target was 4. That is, the possession based on the number of shoots comparing to that of the opponent shows a very big difference. But this time, Ajax is coming home, and of course, we even look at the performance of Ajax to be more in this case. So we want to look at 2 major picks here based on the performance of the last event these 2 teams met on head-to-head, which Ajax lead by 4-1. This time, Ajax is coming home, and we still expect Ajax to lead this match in full time, as well as the probability of at least 1.5 goal for this event in full time or 2 goals over. We can as well want to look at the possibility of Ajax to score over 0.5 goal or over 1 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next event here, we are looking at a match in the Europe Conference League, a match between Betis against Kribas. First, I want to share with you the performance of the home team based on the recent game they have had. They have shown improved performance and they are not very conceding. And you can see they had games, especially in the Conference League, club friendly, as well as club friendly, against teams such as you can see here, Betis. They had a match recently, which is still having the game to play with them, this coming day. And of course, you can see that Betis played away. It beat Kribas by 2-1. This time, Betis is coming home. And you can see a match against, that is Betis against Bayer Leverkusen, which is even a more stronger team. But Betis had draw against Leverkusen in the club friendly. Comparing to that of its opponent, they have also had games, especially also in the Europa League, against teams such as Bettingn, and you can see that they had a loss here. And of course, based on the matches, on the performance of Betis at home, you're going to see that based on recent event, Betis showed that at home, they try to show improved performance. Comparing to that of its opponent, Kribas at away, you're going to see that they also show an improved performance in terms of matches they have had recently, especially in the club friendly and also in another club friendly against Dynamo Zagreb and also against Din Bucharest. And putting everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. Looking at the last head-to-head, which these two teams met, Betis played away and they lead against the opponent by 2-0. And the performance of Betis by that time of play had a greater possession of 60% against 40%. And now, looking at the total number of shoots based on and off target, Betis had a total of 11 shoots with 8 shots on target and 2 goals were scored. But looking at that of its opponent, they had a total of 3 shoots with 0 shots on target and 3 shots off target. This, of course, we want to give Betis the upper hand since the shoot on target and also ball possession on the last event, which is not far ago, was greater as compared to that of this opponent. And with the consideration of this being put together based on ball possession on the last event, which Betis lead when he was away, this time Betis is coming home and looking at the performance of the last event and the number of shoots on and off target based on the number of goals they had, we want to still look at Betis to lead this match, or looking at the possibility of double chance for Betis or over 1 goal for Betis in this event in full time. We also want to look at the possibility of 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next event, we are looking at Conference League, a match between Sevilla against Chelsea. For this event, I first of all want to share with you the performance of the home team based on recent event. As you can see here, the performance of the home team, Sevilla, as you can see here, shows that they are not very good in terms of goal scoring, and they do concede much goals in recent events which they have had. You can see just against Chelsea recently, they had a loss, as you can see, against Bettingn, which is in the cup itself of their league itself. And also you can see in the Europa League, which they had a game against Braga, they still had a loss. And also against Basel, as you can see here, in the Switzerland Super League itself, a loss was recorded, and against Braga still in the Europa League. Looking at that of Chelsea, you're going to see that the most recent event they had, based on the matches they have had, shows a better performance as compared to that of the opponent, which is Sevilla. This time, looking at the performance of Sevilla at home, you're going to see that based on the recent 2 matches they have had, the performance was very poor and they show a high conceding power. Looking at that of Chelsea based on away games they have recently had, you're going to see that the performance based on the matches they have had shows that even though in some games they do concede, but they do try every possibility to have a goal, especially in the club-friendly games they have recently had, as you can see against Real Madrid and also against Manchester City. And looking at everything in place, we look at 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at this particular event, we don't want to give any favorite, since based on the last head-to-head they had, Chelsea played at home, and based on possession, it was 57% by 43%. This time, Chelsea is going away, and there is no way Sevilla is going to come home. Maybe the possession this time will not favor Chelsea. And also looking at the number of shoots based on the match of head-to-head they had last time, Sevilla actually had a total of 15 shoots with 8 shots on target and 7 shots off target, comparing to that of Chelsea, which also had a total of 9 shoots, 5 shots on target, and 4 shots off target. But looking at this match critically, we found that most of the shoot which was being given by both the home and the away team was being blocked. And block shoot was very high, leading to deviation of this ball, leading to more of these as a corner kick. So we don't want to look at goals possibility here or as the possibility of any team to be given a favorite as a lead. But we want to look at the possibility of corner kicks here in full time, at least 6.5 or 7.5 corner kick for this event in full time. Since the ball position for these two, there is no favorite based on the ball position. The weight is not that much. And looking at the number of block shoot for these two, corner kicks resulted as a result of too much of block and also a great shoot of an on target, which led to more blocks, and corner kicks resulted of 10 corner kicks in the last head-to-head. And this time, we still want to look at least 6.5 or 7.5 corners in full time. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at Norway in Division 3, Group 2, a match between Vidal against Madla. For this event, I first of all want to share with you the performance of the home team Vidal based on recent events they have had. And looking at the matches they have had, they are very good at scoring. And you can see 2-5-2, that is 2-5-3-4 and 2. They are very, very offensive, and the probability of them to have goal here is very high. Looking also at that of its opponent based on recent events they have had, that shows a high scoring power as well, as you can see 2, 2, 4, 3, and 1 based on the recent events they have had. And of course, looking now at the performance of these Vidal based at home, you're going to see that the performance at home is very great. 5-4, 7-4, very offensive. Looking to that of its opponent, they also show that they are good. And looking at everything in place, I want to look at 1 or 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at the performance of these two, the last event head-to-head they had shows improved probability in terms of goal scoring. And the last head-to-head showed a total of 6 goals. This time, they are still coming to meet each other, and based on the form they have, the form is still great. And of course, the scoring capability of these two still show the performance of the fact that goals is very possible. Since both of these two have good scoring capability, and based on stand, they still maintain good stance and form, and as a result, we want to look at least 1.5 goal here in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next here, we are looking at Conference League, a match between Pax against Mlada Boleslav. And looking at this, first, I will share with you the performance of the home team. And looking at the performance, the home shows a good power, especially in terms of goal scoring. And looking also at that of the opponent, they are also good at scoring. You can see based on recent events they have had. Also, the performance of Pax at home shows that they are very great. You can see 2-3, 2-3, and they are good at scoring. Looking also at that of its opponent, which is Mladov, you can see that they also like to score at least for every game. At least you can see 1 or 2 goals per every game. And looking at this particular event, we want to look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. The last head-to-head these two teams meet, the probability in terms of performance was great. And also looking at the probability of them to score per every game, each of these teams try to score at least 1 or 2 goals per every game. And as a result, we still want to look at the possibility of at least 1.5 goals here in full time. Since the last head-to-head they meet, 4 goals were scored. And this time, these two teams still want to maintain a good performance. And since they are coming to have this play, of course, they will still want to maintain their best form. And of course, looking at 1.5 goal is one of our major pick. Also looking at the possession shoots on and off target, we want to look also at the possibility of corner kicks here, at least 6.5 corners in full time, as well as 7 corners. And these are some of our hand-picked match prediction events we have to share with you. Of course, to those of you who want to have access to more games, especially for this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which we are going to release a huge list to members only, you want to make sure to subscribe to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all our hand-picked match predictions, which we share to members only, including matches for over 1.5 and 2.5 goals. That is our top 10 match predictions for 1.5 and 2.5 goals, our top 10 match prediction for straight win, as well as game match prediction based on our top, which we share to members only. And we also do make sure that we share games to our members either by post or by video 1, 2 to 3 days ahead of time, so that you can take advantage of what games are the best based on your own picks to see how you can take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You can easily click on it, navigate, and join to become a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to take advantage of these features and take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload. And bye-bye for now.